You're watching East Tennessee Weather. Weather when you want it.
Well, we finally made it to Friday, and you can't even see me once again. That's what happens when you have a camera that you have to unplug all the time and plug it back in. For some darn reason, that's the way it goes. Anyways, we finally made it to Friday. We survived yesterday. How was yesterday? Did you have a good day? We had some pretty good showers, some thunderstorms, some solid downpours across the area, and even some hail showing up in some of those storms. And I think that's going to be the case again as we head through the day today. Just another little piece of energy going to be swinging its way on into the area, and that's going to pop off a couple of showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, and the possibility of some pea-sized hail, but no severe weather threat expected throughout the day today. And once we get past today, and remember, today's the coolest day over the next 7 days, we have a nice warming trend. It's going to be picture perfect as we head into the upcoming weekend. So a lot of you are already on the chat here this morning saying good morning. We sure hope you have a wonderful and safe Friday. Enjoy the weekend. What are your plans this weekend? We know Felicia's got a lot of festivals or craft shows that she's going to be attending to here this morning. Let me know if you have an event that you're going to be heading to. Maybe highlight some events so people can come out and check it out as well. It's going to be a perfect day, or perfect weekend, I should say, to get out and enjoy that sunshine. So let's go ahead and get to work with the forecast here for the day today. Start you off again, a live look there in Hardin Valley. Current temperature is now 49. Temperatures are trending a bit cooler this morning than what we were yesterday. But remember that disturbance I was talking about that's going to be swinging its way through? Well, our main low-pressure system is up across, the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes area. But there's a little disturbance over St. Louis. See that dark red area over St. Louis? That's our next little wave in the atmosphere. Remember, these little waves, these little disturbances are exactly that. They're just little waves in the atmosphere that provide rising air. And when you have enough moisture in place, you get that moisture to cool and condense as it rises. And because we have a pocket of cool air in place, that's why we have a chance for some pea-sized hail. But we'll be watching that disturbance slide its way to the south and southeast. And watch as it moves its way towards Nashville, Knoxville, and it swings its way on out of here. That's that little wave, just like a boat in the ocean. If a wave is coming, what does a boat do? It rises, and then it falls. So that's exactly what these do in the atmosphere. The air rises out ahead of it, back behind it. It's the backside of the wave, so the atmosphere starts to sink, and we'll see improving conditions and quite a bit more sunshine and drier weather conditions. Out this morning, we've had a couple of showers still lingering during the overnight hours, so some of you may run into some wet roads here this morning. So speaking of which, let's go ahead and take a look at those TDOT SmartWay cameras here as we check in on the roads at this hour. And again, looks like no major issues to speak of so far, so let's take a look at a couple cameras here around town. We'll take you to 40 in West Hills, and volume of traffic is running smoothly so far along Interstate 40. Alcoa Highway is running smooth this morning as well, so no major incidents. We'll take you down Alcoa Highway and show you what it looks like there at Alcoa Highway and Hillside Road. And much better this morning than what we had over the last couple of days when we had those disturbances, or not those disturbances, but the accidents on the roadways that just caused major problems. We had that yesterday. I think it was the day before as well. So nice to pass along that we don't have any of those accidents here this morning to speak of. So far, so good. Right? And let's keep that trend going for the morning rush hour. Nobody wants to get in a car accident on a Friday. Or ever, really. So when you look at visibility, we do have a few clouds hanging out with us, but other than that, mostly clear skies, and we don't have any fog issues this morning. We still have had a little bit of a breeze here during the overnight hours, and that limits that fog formation. So when you look at temperatures, while we are trending, you'll notice the temperature change here this morning. We are running about 5 to nearly 20 degrees colder this morning. When you look at the numbers, it's not bad. We're in the 40s and 50s, but we've lost that humidity, so that makes the air feel a little bit cooler. Plus, temperatures are trending cooler than what we were yesterday morning. It was a warm and muggy start to the day. All right, let's pick up our future cast throughout the day today. And again, we have mostly clear skies. Clouds are going to start to increase as that disturbance starts to slide our way. And that disturbance is what's going to bring us the rising air. It's going to bring us increasing clouds. So as we go from 9 to noon this morning, we're going to see those clouds start to creep their way back in. The clouds will fill in for the second half of our day. Not a whole lot of precipitation by lunchtime, but as we get into the afternoon, kids heading home from school, here we go. Here are those showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. And again, can't rule out some pea-sized hail, but no severe weather threat. And can't rule out a couple of good solid downpours. Now, we don't have as much available moisture in the atmosphere to work with today that we had yesterday, so we're not going to get those torrential downpours that we saw yesterday, but we are still looking at some pretty good solid downpours. But as we get into the evening hours, dinner time tonight, after the evening rush hour, looks like things start to quiet down. So these are fast-moving little disturbances that are going to produce a little bit of spotty shower and thunderstorm activity. But if you have dinner plans here tonight, outdoor plans, anybody got anything going on? Any concerts going on? Buck, I'm talking to you, my friend. See if you have anything going on. But other than that, if you have dinner plans here tonight, it should be fantastic. Now, overnight tonight, these disturbances move on out. The clouds go with it. We'll start Saturday morning off nice and quiet and clear, but it is going to be on the cool side. Saturday morning is going to be our coolest morning low temperature, where we'll dip down into the 40s. Now, rainfall amounts here for the day today, clearly picking up on where the rain is more likely to happen. So we're talking about the northern plateau from Fentress County down to Morgan. We'll say Anderson, maybe parts of Roane and Knox and Blount County, but then upper East Tennessee along the I-81 corridor has the best chance of seeing rain. I think if you live south of Interstate 40 and along 75 south of 40, through Sweetwater, Athens, and down into Chattanooga, I think you're going to stay quiet and clear. Mostly clear. You're going to have a lot more sunshine anyways. So here's how the forecast plays out for the day today. We're going to see those temps start off in the 40s and 50s. We'll climb into the mid-50s by lunchtime, so not a huge warm-up today. And when you look at those forecast highs, we're going to make it into the low to mid-60s. So trending a little bit below average. Average highs for this time of year are in the upper 60s to low 70s. So again, a nice little cool feel to the air. The air is going to be drying out a little bit more as that drier air comes in from the north, as we get those winds to shift from the westerly direction to the northwesterly direction. And again, the rain's going to come to an end. If you have any evening plans tonight, by 6 o'clock, evening rush hour, dinner time, we're going to be in the mid to upper 50s. We'll be in the low to mid 50s between 8 and 10 o'clock here tonight. All right, so let's take a quick break and let's talk about this morning's Wake Up with Winter sponsor. It is Jiffy Lube Multi-Care. They've got 9 locations around East Tennessee, from Knoxville to Maryville and Clinton. You can visit them online at jiffylubeknoxville.com. So make sure you check out one of their 9 locations. They do more than just oil changes, my friends. They do tire services, battery services, tune-ups. Listen, it's Friday. You know, now we have a little bit more free time. If you get into the weekend, you're like, yeah, I kind of need to get a tune-up on my car. I need to get an oil change. Just check out Jiffy Lube Knoxville. Go online, find one of their locations. There's a lot of them, actually, 9 of them, from surrounding 3 counties anyways. And so if you mention my name, mention Witcher, you'll get a $20 discount. That's a good discount, my friends, especially if you are just getting an oil change. So that's not too terribly bad. Visit jiffylubeknoxville.com for the latest on where their locations are and some of the services that they offer today. All right, when we're talking about the wind, I don't know about you, but the wind yesterday did not crank up at my house unless I got the thunderstorm to roll on through, which I had several rounds of rain move on through. Picked up about an inch of rain here at my house. But the wind field's going to be moving its way back into the area. So we are talking winds gusting to about 25 to 30, 35 miles per hour, still under wind advisory criteria in the valley locations, but the National Weather Service has issued a wind advisory for the mountains of East Tennessee. Now, this runs until 9 o'clock tonight. Winds are going to be out of the west, anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour. So we're not talking about a mountain wave event. We're just talking about some elevated winds at about 4,000 or 5,000 feet. Winds will be gusting to about 45 miles per hour. So we are looking at a rather breezy and gusty day ahead of us today. And then low temperatures tonight, because we'll have clear skies. We'll dip down into the 40s. And highlighting that weekend forecast, this is so nice. Can we just look at that for a moment and just, everyone take a nice little sigh, deep breath here this morning. 73 on Saturday. That's going to be good. That's a solid average day for this time of the year. We're going to have sunny skies. Now, Sunday, we're going to see those temperatures warm close to 80, but we have another little wave in the atmosphere. However, I think it's going to bring us more bark than bite. We're talking more cloud coverage than anything else. So let's say good morning, everyone. We'll get to work with the big picture pattern coming up here in just a moment. How's everyone doing this morning? Did we survive those storms? We had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. Listen, many of you may be asking this morning, why didn't you go on live yesterday? There's a reason why. We're going to get severe thunderstorm warnings all throughout the rest of spring into the summer, unless we have a slew of them or a big old line of severe weather moving through. Listen, you've got the app, you'll get the notifications, you know what to do during a severe thunderstorm. I can't go live for every single severe thunderstorm warning that there's going to be out there, but and I wasn't that concerned. I was watching it and looking to see, because remember, we had from about 2 to 5 yesterday, we had enough spin in the atmosphere to actually produce an isolated tornado. Now, we didn't see that, but I was watching that closely. If that were to happen, obviously I would have been live for severe weather coverage. But a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, some pea-sized hail, some locally heavy rainfall, some damaging winds. Speaking of which, we had quite a few storm reports yesterday that I wanted to highlight for you. So let's take a look at those storm reports from yesterday. We had non-severe thunderstorm wind damage in about 4 miles southeast Bearden, and we saw those winds cranking up there. So we had a little bit of wind damage there. Over in East Knox County, Lake Forest area, we also had some wind damage. That was in Knox County. Down into Sevier County, we had Wares Valley picking up a wind speed of 66 miles per hour. So we had some non-severe thunderstorm winds there. Camp Creek, how about this one? Or actually, Round Mountain picked up a wind of 45 miles per hour. Camp Creek was up to 71 mile per hour winds yesterday. And over near Johnson City in Unicoi County, we had a 53 mile per hour wind. So we had some decent wind yesterday. Now, we're not expecting that much wind throughout the day today, and we don't have the thunderstorms. We're not talking about the risk for severe thunderstorms anyways throughout the day today. So no major wind damage expected here this afternoon. All right, my friends, just wanted to pass that along. We got a lot of the normals on here. Debbie Hamilton's joining us this morning. Good morning. She's joining us from Townsend, the peaceful side of the Smokies. It's going to be a nice weekend. Maybe take a nice little hike. One place I've really wanted to go is the Cumberland Gap. So we'll see if I can't get my family up to the Cumberland Gap this weekend and do some hiking. It's a struggle sometimes with some of our kids. Well, just one of them. But, once we get out there, I think that's the thing with kids. You're like, hey, let's go do this. I don't want to do that. They just always do that. I was like, why are we doing this? And then we get out there and they're like, oh, this is so much fun. Well, right. Why do we have to complain about everything that we want to do? What is that, just human nature as a kid? A kid nature? I think it probably is. Oh. This camera blackout brought to you by AT&T. It would have been Spectrum. Actually, it's Nikon. I don't know what it is, Chris. I've got this camera. I've got a really nice camera right here. But when I switch different products or programs to record and to go live, for some reason I have to unplug it and plug it back in. But my brother-in-law, I had to actually literally go through the entire internet to try to find a plug-in for this camera where I could use it with this. Well, actually a plug-in for the lens, because I have what is my lens? It's a Valtrex lens. So anyways, I had to find a plug-in to go into the lens to be able to work with my camera. So it's probably the plug-in, but either way. Here we are. It's going to be a phenomenal weekend, Katrina says. Yes, it is. So are you, Katrina, and Kimberly meeting up for lunch today? Kimberly asked me to meet with you two. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to make it today, but I would have loved to meet up with you for lunch. Finally, I've finally went through and found some coffee mugs, so we're going to get some coffee mugs made here real soon. I'm going through some hoodies. I know a lot of you have been wanting hoodies. I know it's spring and we're going into summertime. Oh, which, by the way, El Nino is weakening. El Nino is weakening, and it looks like we're going to be heading into a La Nina summer. Says the big guys at NOAA. So we may be heading into a La Nina summer. So we'll see what that does for us here this coming summer. I'll have to go back to the statistics, so don't ask me specifics on what La Nina in summertime does. I actually have to go back to the records and see during La Nina's years, what did that mean for summertime? Did that mean extra heat? Did that mean, what exactly does that mean? So we'll see how that all plays out. Let's see. I think I have some graphics I can try to pull up for you about El Nino and La Nina. I got to find them, though. I've got to find them is what I have to do. But we'll see if I can find them while we chit-chat here this morning. I'm not quite sure I'll be able to find them off the top of my head. I don't think I have them somewhere. but we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. All right, here we go. Let's see. Any big plans this weekend? How many videos do you do a day, says forecaster Tanner. Just to kind of, it depends on the weather. Typically, I do about 3. I do 6 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m. I also do a 9 p.m. So I do like 4 a day. But actually, I do like 5 because then I do a 1 minute with Witcher. So if you've not seen that, by the way, I do have a 1 minute with Witcher. A lot of you may not want to stick around. Like if you go to my daily forecasts on the app itself, you'll see 2 daily forecasts. One's going to be a long form where I really break down all the information and do, I'll spend 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes on the weather forecast. Again, I'm not tied to 45 seconds to a minute and a half like I used to be in the TV days. I can really explain and dive into the forecast and why things are playing out the way they are. And if that interests you, then check out the very first daily forecast on the app. The second one is a 1 minute with Witcher, and it's actually meant to be viewed on your cell phone because it's going to be vertical. So when you open it up, just push, make sure it goes full screen, and that will just give you a quick snippet of the forecast. What can we expect? How can we what does the weather look like for the next couple of days? Sometimes the next week. And so I'll just give you all that information in 1 minute. So I've got a 1 minute with Witcher that's already online, and I've got the extended long range forecast. So check both those out. Again, if you're just on the go, check out the short term 1 minute Witcher. I don't update that 3 times a day. I only have to update that first thing in the morning. But right now I don't have a lot of viewership on that. But it is starting to climb because I think people are seeing that and saying, hey, listen, 1 minute with Witcher sounds pretty bad. Sounds better than I don't have 4 minutes to this morning. It all depends on how your morning's all playing out. But anyways, check that out. So Tanner, good question this morning. Maybe we can get together here today or this weekend. I've got a lot going on here today. But, oh yeah, anybody watch that PBS special? I'm going to be posting that on social media. I actually watched it for the first time last night when I went to bed. Great little special with the National Weather Service and Anthony Cavalucci up there, who's the MCO. And also, I didn't know that we had this awesome weather thing in downtown Knoxville. So I'll be posting that later on today so you can check that out. And really, I don't know if you enjoyed it, but the interview with her was just about me and about my life and about how I got to where I'm at. Good stuff right there. So did you know that I really tried to get out of being a forecaster, being out a meteorologist like 7 times at my first TV station, 7 times. And look at me now, 24 years later. Mind blowing. Where life takes you. That's what I talk when I go to schools, especially the older kids, when I talk to them more about, not just, when I talk to the younger kids, we really talk about clouds and rain and the weather that affects us every day. When I talk to the older kids, it's more career-based and how I got to where I'm at and never give up. And you may pick this as your career goal, but life sometimes takes you in a different direction. So you have to be able to be willing to pivot your career goals. Listen, I made a promise to myself I'd never go back to college again. And after I graduated the first time, and after 3 months into my career, next thing you know, I'm going back to college for meteorology because I didn't know what I was talking about, yet I was doing weather. That's why I was trying to get out of it. Go watch the video on PBS. It's on their website. But anyways, I'll be posting that on social media for everybody else later on today as well. Kimberly's loving the weather here. It's going to be gorgeous. Julie says, hi, Janelle. Is Janelle on here? She is. She's joining us this morning. She's just took the kids to the bus stop. I said good morning to the kids, help them out in the morning. Then I come do this, wake up with Witcher, and then we'll finish everything up for the day. And hopefully get to enjoy it a little bit. Cody had a little bit of thunder last night, lasted for about 30 minutes. And Cody, I did get your messages, so thank you very much. I also got a message from a campground in Scott County that is willing to put up a camera there. I don't remember what campground it is off the top of my head, so we do have like 3 locations in Scott County that we could potentially put an East Tennessee weather camera up, which is going to be great. So hopefully I'm going to be working with my brother-in-law to try to get a lot more of these cameras up and running. That is the goal. They've been pretty solid here for the last few weeks, and now that they're solid, they're running well, we are going to now start populating these cameras out a little bit more. I literally have a list of about 15 to 30 sitting on my whiteboard and behind my camera that we will be getting more cameras up. And so that is coming to the market. And eventually, hopefully we can get this taken care of this summer, but hopefully we'll be able to get these cameras live on the website and the app, which I think is going to be a game changer for folks wanting to really see what the weather's going to be doing, where they're going to be going. Everyone likes to see what the weather looks like. Mel says the winds were harsh last night at bedtime. Yeah, they were nasty. They really started to pick up here at my house, closer to bedtime last night. I was like, oh, there's the wind. Jeez. Only took all day for it to come to my house. Kids can't put down electronics long enough. That's the truth. Although we take them away from the kids and we make them go out and play. We have a time limit set to there. So once that time, and they know now. So they're like, oh, I only have like 45 minutes left to be able to play. I'm going to put it down now because I know I want to come back to it later. So they're learning, right? It's all about a learning process. Yes, kids like to complain. My granddaughter always wants to stay with me, and then they play, and then they plan on going somewhere else. She's 14, says Cheryl. I don't know what you're meaning there, Cody. Mike, is there a way to slow down the radar movement on the app? You can toggle it. Let's see what you're talking about here. Let's go to the app. We got to find some rain. Let's find some rain up here. Here we go. Here's our disturbance. So this is our, right here. Here's our disturbance. So watch this. You'll see how this is going to move to the south and east. So that's pretty slow though. Does yours go too fast? Robert, let me know what you mean, because that's as pretty slow as I don't think that's too fast. If it's too fast for you, make sure that your app is updated. So go to the App Store. If you don't have the Futurecast on there, make sure you go to the app store and make sure your app is updated. If anything, delete the app and then relaunch it and see if that fixes any of the problems. I've had a couple of issues with the app where folks are like, this is glitching, whatever. I just close the app altogether and then relaunch it. Or if that doesn't work, delete the app and then relaunch it. But make sure you delete the app and bring it back. So I'm not quite sure what you're talking about there, Robert, but the app does not seem to be moving too fast. But that is our next disturbance, and you can see how it's going to be moving its way in that northwesterly flow, and that's what's going to bring us the spotty showers, the thunderstorms, a little bit of pea-sized hail, and the partly to mostly cloudy sky throughout the afternoon. And once the clouds fill back in, it's really going to have a much cooler feel to the air because temperatures will only be in the 60s. The wind is going to be blowing, and without the sunshine giving us that insulation, where it's going to have a cooler feel. So maybe a light jacket throughout the day today. But you can definitely put those jackets in the closet as we get into the weekend. Saturday morning will be chilly, but perfect morning for runners, walkers, hikers. It's going to be a perfect Saturday morning for sure. Cody says, make the coffee mugs at least 12 ounces. I think the ones that I'm looking at are 11 ounces. So there you go, Cody. And, listen, I'm particular about coffee mugs, so I need to find a good one. So cheers to you all. Nothing like cold coffee that I brewed 3 hours ago. Oh, that's so cool. So Sheila's going to be doing lunch with 10 of her high school friends from class of 1965 at Fulton High School. That's going to be awesome. I do wish I was better friends with some of my high school friends. But life has moved on. I'm still acquaintances or friends with them. We don't talk all the time. We never see each other. They live back in Colorado, but I wish I did. But hey, listen, I've got great friends. Tina says, we need to decide on the next meet and greet. All right. Let's get that together. Tina, you are from, I can't recall, Morristown? Are you from Morristown? I can't remember. We got Buck Wild on here this morning. Hey, by the way, is my audio sounding okay, Buck? I've had to do some readjustments because my radio audio from the radio station was a little bit on the low side. I'm having some issues with not issues. I just don't know how to use this audio board very well. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos. So is my audio a little hot? Is it low? How are my audio levels this morning? When I did some of my recordings first thing this morning, they were a little bit on the hot side. So I had to adjust a little bit this morning. So hopefully the audio is coming out okay this morning. Have been having to do a little bit of readjustments. And I think the Weather Channel then became a little bit hot as well. So then I had to tone those down. All this audio stuff, which Buck, clearly how to do. You do it for the church, City Hills Church. So let me know how the audio is coming out this morning. Nobody said anything, and Buck, you probably would have said something already by now had the audio been a little bit on the hot side. The local radar is in high speed. Oh, is it really? Well, we don't have any rain out there. Well, listen. The local radar is not going to give you the future cast. Did you see my post yesterday, by the way? Let's see if it's showing up on, I don't know if this one's updated, by the way. So did you see my post yesterday about storm tracks? I posted about storm tracks. So, I have gotten a little bit of an upgrade with the East Tennessee Weather app. And let me show you what I'm talking about. If you open the radar, okay, and obviously we don't have any storms out there, but click on the cogwheel on the top right-hand side of the screen. I've got the national radar. That's the one that's going to give you the future cast. So it goes back 2 hours, pauses, and then goes into a future cast of 2 hours. East Tennessee Weather Radar is only going to go back 2 hours and then to the current view, okay? Same with Nashville. I'm getting rid of East Kentucky. Sorry, Kentucky folks. But I need high top. I need Chattanooga in there. But let's see. But one thing I was going to show you is that if you could click on overlays, and I have storm tracks on there. See that little storm track thing? So that was popping yesterday. Let's see if we have any storm tracks showing up across the country. I'm not quite sure that we do. I haven't seen any. But what it's really going to do is go to my Facebook page because I posted about it. Yeah, we don't have any storm tracks out there. But you'll get storm tracks showing up on the East Tennessee Weather app. And what's really cool about this is you can click on the storm track. It gives you speed, direction, intensity. It gives you the BTI, which is the Barron Threat Indication Level, Index Level. And so the higher that level number goes, it goes to 1 to 10 or 0 through 10. The higher the number goes, the more severe the storm is going to be. But it also gives you cities that are going to be in the track of the path, which is really cool. Right there from the East Tennessee Weather app. So check that out. Make sure you have your storm track. So cogwheel, overlays, make sure you have alerts, lightning, and then storm tracks turned on. I do have earthquakes turned on as well. And then during hurricane season, you can turn on spaghetti plots. But really cool stuff with the East Tennessee Weather app. So make sure you check in on some of those things. Can I pass along something here real quick? I had somebody message me yesterday. Here, I got to get this up because it's on my cell phone. I had somebody message me yesterday. You're not going to be able to see that, but they messaged me and sent me a photo through Witcher's Pictures on the East Tennessee Weather app. And this was from Justin Kofer or Koffer. I'm not quite sure how to say that last name. But he said, "Hey, listen, Mike, I love the app and created a few severe alert requests. So remember, I've talked about how you can put in different cities. If you have family members across the country, you can put in their cities. If you have kids in college or just kids that you want to stay on top of that live out of the state or whatever, you can actually add their location to the East Tennessee Weather app. Okay, say they live in Denver, Colorado. Make sure you turn on all the alerts. You will actually get notified on your phone when severe weather moves in those communities." He goes on to say, "It wasn't until I got one that I realized how important they are. So I decided to share a screenshot because we don't watch the weather 24/7, but your app does. And it lets us know if severe weather is hitting close to those we love. I hope that makes sense. And even if it doesn't, thank you very much." And he sent me a screen grab of his cell phone, which notified him. He must have an Android. Let's see if we can get that to populate. You're not going to be able to read that. But it sent him an alert that lightning was near Grandma's house. So he labeled it Grandma's house. Isn't that great? And it gave him temperatures as well. So just wanted to pass that along. I mean, the East Tennessee Weather app goes above and beyond me giving you the forecast, goes above beyond East Tennessee. You can put in multiple locations. Listen, if you have a beach house, okay? Say you have a beach house down in the coast of, let's go to the Gulf of Mexico. And you want to keep on top of the weather situation at your beach house, especially during hurricane season, you can add your beach house to the alerts. And anytime there is an alert near at your beach house, whether it be severe thunderstorms, flash flooding, hurricanes, you will get notified where your beach house is. So again, the East Tennessee Weather app goes above and beyond just local weather here in East Tennessee. It travels wherever you go. Well, in the country. In the country. Anyways, I just thought I'd share. That was one of those ones, like when I read that yesterday, it just gave me goosebumps. And okay, this is awesome. This is why I do what I do every single day. For messages in our community like this morning, like Wake Up with Witcher, You all make it worthwhile every single day. Not that it's not, but it lets me know that I'm making a difference in our community, to our community members, which is exactly what I want to do because I live here too. And that's 100% why I did what I did and created East Tennessee Weather. All right. Let's see. Not quite sure what you're saying there. Mel, everyone says the audio is coming out okay. That's good. Kimberly wants one of everything on the merch website, so we'll get those going soon. So my wife and I are going to sit down and try to pick out some coffee mugs. I'll have just the standard East Tennessee Weather mugs. I'm still working on the Wake Up with Witcher mugs. Still got to get a design going, so I'm going to actually have somebody try to design it for me. And also, Cody, I'm going to take your designs also for the Witcher's Weather Watchers to this design person, kind of show them what you've designed, kind of show them, what East Tennessee Weather's about, and then we'll get those Witcher's Weather Watchers t-shirts and hats made. Got a couple new Witcher Weather Watchers that have asked to take the class, so they're going to be taking the class, and then they're going to send me their certificate. So we're just continuing to build on this Witcher's Weather Watchers. And it doesn't, it's going to be great during severe weather. Listen, we're just getting into the heart of severe weather season. It's only April 12th. We have the rest of April. We have May. May can be very active. June can be active as well. And then as we get into June, July, August, now we start to get into hurricane season. We get into, the summer heat. So a lot of stuff that you can all help me out with for sure. That's a good one, Katrina. She says, we need a meet and greet picnic grill out. All right, find us a campground. I don't know. Find us a park that we can do that at, where we can all meet together. We do need to get that meet and greet going for sure. And I will for sure do that here. All right, here I'm at the end of my chat, so let's step into the holidays of the day. Ready? We'll go. On today's National Day calendar holidays, we have National Only Child Day. Any only childs out there? My dad's an only child. It makes sense. My wife and I had our first kid, and we're like, I was like, I don't know if I want to have another kid. But then we talked about the only child syndrome. So if you are an only child, do you have the only child syndrome? And there's a caveat. It's it's a double-edged sword with only childs, right? We're one kid. I've got plenty of friends with just one kid. They're like, it's great because two's hard or much harder than one kid. But they found out with one kid that they don't have anybody to play with. So either they're playing in the room by themselves or you actually have to go down and play with them. Not that that's a bad thing, but that's an all day, every day occurrence. You know what I mean? And so, having two kids is great because they play together for the most part fairly well. Okay, so it's National Only Child Day. It's National 412s Day. Well, what does that mean? Let's check in on that. I don't even know what 412s Day is. On National 12s Day, the nation will honor a magnificent number that holds significance in several ways. Well, it is April 12th. We measure our days in two 12-hour sets. When we buy roses, eggs, pastries, we purchase them by the dozen. How many months are there in a year? 12. Of course, math lovers appreciate 12 because it's the perfect number of divisors. Sports fans remember the all great athletes in every sport who have worn the fabulous number 12. For example, Terry Bradshaw, John Stockton, Jim Kelly, Dwight Howard, Joe Namath, and that come to mind. Football. How about this? Football players also. Let's see. So yeah, National 12s Day. All right, never heard of that before. All right, this is my wife's and I day. National Colorado Day. I was born and raised in Denver, Colorado. Never thought I'd leave Colorado. Never really had any intentions. I didn't want to leave Colorado. And I told myself I'd never live in the southeastern U.S., and I've been here since basically 2005. So it's National Colorado Day to celebrate Colorado as the 38th state to join the Union. National Day calendar is committed to celebrating every aspect of our nation's diverse culture and history. And did you know that there are, I think, 2 or 3 books written about the Witchers? Like my family, my extended family, my ancestors, because the Witchers were actually really huge proponents and responsible for helping to settle the state of Colorado before it was a state and it was a territory. And actually, we do own, my dad lives on what used to be known as Witcher Ranch. The Witchers used to own a ton of property over in the Colorado. I mean, I'm talking hundreds of acres, right? Thousands probably of acres. And over the years, it has been sold off. It used to be known as Witcher Ranch. That we also have Witcher Mountain. So you can go search Witcher Mountain. It's over in Colorado near Cripple Creek, kind of where my dad lives. And my dad still lives on the land that his parents owned. And so he lives on about 85 acres near Florissant, Colorado, near Pikes Peak, Colorado Springs area, just on the other side of Pikes Peak. And so, cool stuff there. But little history about the Witchers. All right, we got National Donate Life Blue and Green Day. We've got National Day of Silence. We've got National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day. It's going to be a little bit cooler. Who's up for a grilled cheese sandwich and some tomato soup? That sounds amazing right now. I'm starving this morning. You ever wake up sometimes, you're just like starving for I don't know why. I ate dinner last night. I was fine. Dying. All right, this is a good one. National Licorice Day. Totally down for licorice. I love me some licorice. And a good Australian licorice. Not to mention, if you like licorice, have you ever tried super salty licorice? My mother-in-law loves extra salty licorice. If you've never tried it, I highly recommend it. There's some that is a little bit too salty for my liking, but black licorice, salty black licorice is amazing. National Big Wind Day seems to make sense. We are going to have some decent wind today. So a good day to do some kite flying as long as we don't have those showers and thunderstorms firing up. All right, speaking of which, let's talk about the big picture weather pattern here at this hour. Big trough of low pressure hanging out with us, and that trough will continue to scoot on out. Now, this is also going to bring us a little bit better chance for rain. The darker greens are going to be a better chance for rain. You can see how this is rotating around the base of this trough, and that's what's going to bring us the spotty showers, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder. We have some instability in the atmosphere, and we got some pretty good saturation in the middle levels of the atmosphere. And so because we have instability, cold air aloft, that's going to allow for some pea-sized hail to form. So pea-sized hail, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, no severe weather threat, and a couple of solid downpours can't be ruled out. But does everybody get the rain? No, not at all. Most of the rain's going to be basically Knox County. So like in that north, so we'll go northwest to southeast. So from, say, Fentress County across the northern plateau to the Smoky Mountains, cutting Knox County in between there towards Tri-Cities is going to be our best bet for seeing some of those showers. And that should be about the extent of it. Then the trough moves on out and a big old ridge of happy weather, high pressure, happy weather. High pressure brings happy weather. It brings us sinking air, subsidence in the atmosphere. And when you sink, then when that air sinks, the air can't go into the earth, right? And so what that air does is it compresses. And if you ever compress air, what does it do? It actually warms that column of air up. Think about if you were to blow up a bike tire rapidly. What's that bike tire going to do? It's going to feel hot. It's going to feel warm. And so when you compress that air, it's a warming air. And so up across the high plains, we're talking temperatures 20 to 25 degrees above average. I don't ever use the word normal because there's no such thing as normal weather. There's average weather. So I apologize that says normal. That's one of my big pet peeves. But anyways, it's on the screen. So above average temperatures are expected. When you look at temperatures as we head into our Saturday, we're still going to have that little trough hanging out across parts of Kentucky, upper East Tennessee, the Great Lakes, and the Northeast. So we'll have temperatures in the 60s there. Tri-Cities will likely stay in the 60s, but down to our south and west, here's that big ridge of high pressure. So all that warmth starts to work its way in as we head into the day on Sunday. When we're talking rainfall amounts, we do have a little bit of rain heading our way by next Wednesday. Okay. But it does not look like it's going to be a huge rainmaker, maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain. Heavier rain is going to be across West Tennessee and across the Mississippi River Valley with that system, but it is going to weaken as it moves its way into East Tennessee as it stands right now. So I think it's going to bring us more clouds on Wednesday, but it's not going to affect our temperatures. Today's the coolest day at 63. Tomorrow we're at 73, and then we're going to be in the 80s. Who doesn't love? I mean, listen, I'm a kid of the 80s. Maybe next week I'll be bringing out some 80s outfits, huh? Could happen, but we're going to be in the 80s. So it's going to be picture perfect. Although, again, maybe a couple of spotty showers, light showers on Wednesday. That should be about the little bump of the road that we'll see. Low temperatures, no freezing temperatures, below average Saturday and next Friday with temps in the 40s. But other than that, in between, we're going to be sandwiched in between temperatures in the 50s. And if you like that, you're actually probably going to like all the weather all the way through the 22nd of April. We could be trading above average. Now, again, average high temperatures for this time of year are in the 70s. So what does that mean? Doesn't necessarily give us indications of how much above average. This just gives us probabilities that we're looking to be above average. And then as we go from the 20th through the 26th, maybe a little pocket of cool air swinging across the Great Lakes. But for us here locally, it's probably going to be trending on the average side. And if you're new to the platform and you're just joining us from Wake Up with Witcher, download the East Tennessee Weather app. I've already given you a lot of weather information there. Just search East TN Weather, all one word. Look on the App Store. Look for the orange TN and the white lightning bolt, and that is what you need to buy. Not buy. It's 100% free. You can buy it for free. How about that? It's not even, what is that? Oh, I don't know. I had something I was going to say, but I forgot what I was going to say. All right. Anyways, so hopefully that makes sense about the weather. All right. Anybody else on here? Let's see. Some of you like licorice. Licorice is good. I can mow down. I'm a candy freak. I love me some candy. I cannot go wrong with candy at all. All right, so remember Marble Springs for Saturday. So tomorrow from 10 to 4 at Imes Nature Center, the May Apple Market on Sunday. So Marble Springs Fair Saturday, May Apple Market on Sunday, both from 10 to 2, 10 to 4 on Saturday, 10 to 2 on Sunday at Imes Nature Center. So if you're looking for something to do, go take a nice little hike, go check out the markets. Felicia's going to be there. Felicia, if I can get my family out there to take a nice little hike, we'll come say hi. How about that? And then, of course, we'll take a nice little picture together. Good morning, Brian. Brian's joining us. Get some coffee this morning, right? Nice morning for some coffee for sure. All right, don't forget, this morning's Wake Up with Witcher is sponsored by Jiffy Lube Multi-Care. They have 9 locations from Knoxville to Clinton and Maryville. Visit them online at jiffylubeknoxville.com. They do more than just oil changes, but if you mention Mike Witcher's Weather Watchers, East Tennessee Weather, just mention Witcher, you will get a $20 discount. So if you're needing a car service today, check them out, thejiffylubeknoxville.com. All right, my friends, we sure hope you have a great day. We're going to wrap things up. It is 7:42, like literally 4 days in a row here this week. Well, 3 days, because we didn't broadcast Tuesday because I was a little under the weather. A little under. Oh, hold on, wait, where is it? Oh, I don't know if this is it. A little under the weather? Did it show? I don't know if that played or not. Oh, no, it didn't play. Ready? A little under the weather? Here. Did you hear that? A little under the weather? But I'm clearly feeling much better this morning than I did on Tuesday. It's been a slow progress. Well, actually, not too slow. The week's gone by pretty quickly. All right, so remember, we're going to see a couple of spotty showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, mainly across Knox County, Upper East Tennessee is the best locations for seeing that rain today. I can't rule out a little bit of pea-sized hail throughout the day as well, and a couple good solid downpours. We're just going to kind of wring out the atmosphere with the available moisture left in the atmosphere. And then that should be about it. We're going to be in the 70s on Saturday, 80s on Sunday. The 80s are going to be with us next week. I mean, my friends, this is going to be a beautiful weather pattern. So you know what that means? No one's going to check the East Tennessee Weather app. No one's going to be following me on social media. I might as well just throw on my t-shirt and my shorts and call it a day. Or call it several days. Viewership goes down with nice weather, But that's okay. No complaints here whatsoever. So I sure hope you have a great day. Enjoy the weekend. Listen, if you can find me a place for a meet and greet in your county, hit me up, Mike at easttnweather.com. I'll try to reach out to TAPS today. I know some of you have been talking about TAPS. I believe that was in Loudoun County, Sweetwater area, I believe. So I'll try to reach out to them today and see if we can't set up a meet and greet in Loudoun County. I know many of you are joining from other counties, so if you can find me a place in other counties, send me an email, Mike at easttnweather.com. We'll try to set those up. Let's try to do one every month. That would be really fun to do one every month if we possibly can. Maybe that would get old. I don't know. But I need to move around different counties. I can't stay in Knox County the whole time. I get it. Because our last meet and greet, some of you, Cody, some of you drove quite a long ways. And I do appreciate that for sure. All right. Cody's going to call McDonald's. Okay, no fast food, Cody. We're not doing McDonald's. Although they do have, if they still have the jungle gyms, maybe we could do that. But I'd rather do Chick-fil-A if we're going to do fast food. Let's try to find a cool place to do it. And if you love what you see, please pass along the word to everybody that you know, whether it be coworkers, friends, family members, and make sure that you use the app accordingly. Put in your kids' locations, put in your parents' locations if they live in other parts of the country so you can stay on top of the weather situation where they live. All right, my friends, it is Friday. Can't go wrong with that on a Friday. So what we're going to do is we're going to send you back to the 24-hour weather channel. We'll pick it up from the very top. For those of you that late stragglers this morning, if you are a late straggler, don't worry. You didn't 100% miss the forecast. That's coming up momentarily after a quick show open. All right, my friends, have a great Friday. Remember, I'm taking the weekend off. No Wake Up with Witcher Saturday and Sunday, but we'll be broadcasting live again on Monday morning as we get the work week started. Have a great weekend. I will see you back here on Monday morning. See you soon.
You're watching East Tennessee weather. Weather when you want it.
Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. We finally made it to Friday and a nice weekend is in store. But just one little bump of the road before we get there. We got a weak disturbance to our north and west. That's going to dive its way to the south and southeast. And as it does so, it's going to provide a little extra lift in the atmosphere. That's going to create a few more clouds later on this afternoon and also spark off a couple of showers. And there's our little disturbance. But once that moves on through, high pressure is going to start to build on in, and that's going to leave us with a gorgeous weekend. So we start the morning off with partly cloudy to mostly clear skies, but the clouds are going to be increasing, especially across upper East Tennessee, where we're likely to have mostly cloudy skies as we get into the lunch hour and beyond. But notice the showers that are going to show up as well. So this is on the backside of a low-pressure system. These are little instability showers as this disturbance swings its way on through. Can't rule out some pea-sized hail. No severe weather threat whatsoever. Maybe a couple of quick little downpours, and then it's going to be racing its way on out. So if you have dinner plans here tonight, it should be just nice. Temperatures are going to be on the cooler side throughout the day today. And this rainfall is not going to add up to a whole lot. Notice where the projection of the rainfall is expected to be. Along basically I-75 and north and northeast. So we'll go Fenchurch County, Scott County, all the way down to Blount County. And upper East Tennessee is going to be the best chance for seeing some rain. I think if you live south of Interstate 40, closer to Chattanooga, you're likely to stay rain-free throughout the day today. So good news there, and you're likely to have a lot more sunshine as well. Let's talk temperatures, though. While we made it into the 70s here this week, well, it's going to be a bit on the cooler side thanks to this trough that's swinging its way on through. So by lunchtime, we'll see those temperatures climb into the mid-50s. Forecast highs are going to be slightly below average for this time of year. We'll be in the mid-60s. Still a nice afternoon. But again, it's going to be cool because we're going to have the wind. So this evening, we're going to see those temperatures fall into the mid-50s by 8 o'clock. But a nice Friday night to have some dinner, just grab a light jacket. As I mentioned, kind of like yesterday, although the wind didn't pick up as much yesterday as I anticipated, at least where I live. Some areas it did. But we're expecting those winds to crank up once again out of the west-northwest. And so you combine that with those 60s, and it's going to have a much cooler feel to the air today than what we experienced over the last several days. We do have a wind advisory for the mountains that runs until 9 o'clock tonight. Winds are going to be out of the west 20 to 30, gusting to 45. So it is going to be rather gusty across the higher peaks of the Smokies. Overnight tonight, we'll have mostly clear skies. Temperatures down into the 40s. This is going to be our coldest morning over the next 7 days. And it's still not too terribly cold. So as we highlight that weekend forecast, it's going to be gorgeous, sunny and 73 on Saturday. We'll see a few clouds increasing on into our Sunday as another disturbance moves on through, but I don't think we'll see any rain. So we'll call it partly cloudy and temperatures near 80 degrees on into our Sunday. Here's what it looks like on the big picture pattern, okay? We've got this trough of low pressure hanging out with us, and here's that disturbance in the northwesterly flow. As it dives its way southward, it's going to follow the jet stream pattern and bring us that disturbance and a chance for some light rain showers or just some spotty showers throughout the day. But then the jet stream lifts its way northward, and that's going to take the moisture with it. When you look at the big picture, as we get into our Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday time frame, a big ridge of high pressure is going to be dominating much of the country, where we're going to see 20 to 25 degrees above average up into the high plains area. But most of the country is going to be on the warmer side. So if you happen to have plans to travel this weekend, it's going to be fantastic. Saturday high temperatures will still hang on to those 60s and 70s across parts of Kentucky, Tennessee. You can clearly see where that trough is going to be located. But to our west is where our ridge of high pressure builds on in, and that's what's going to help to move on in into our Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday time frame. So when you look at your temperature trend, look at this. We're in the 60s today, 70s tomorrow, and then 80s for the rest of the week. And low temperatures, well, low temperatures are going to be nice as well. The coldest morning comes through on Saturday at 45, and then we'll climb into the 50s and the 60s for the rest of the weekend. As we round out the month of April, getting into the 22nd, still looking at the possibility of above average temperatures. But then the 20th through the 26th, maybe climatologically speaking, maybe average weather here locally with a slight cooling trend off across parts of the Great Lakes. So we'll keep you posted on that. Make sure as you travel out and about this weekend to download the East Tennessee Weather app. Check in on those current conditions. I know it's going to be nice, but every once in a while, it's nice to check in and, oh, what's the wind? What's the current temperatures? Download it today. Go to the Google Play Store or the App Store and search East TN Weather. All one word. Have a great Friday.